What kind of stuff are they giving you the most trouble about in terms of censorship? Nudity or
like
lying?
waking up.
Just getting out of bed in the morning?
They just have it in their minds that they want to hire somebody, but they don't want any communication made. You know, they want to like make you into something. I don't know. It's like, I guess it goes into white homes. They're worried about that a lot.
What did it? Yeah, you know, it's funny. Gwen Barrett, our associate producer, or sometime producer, is black. You know, and Carmen Matias is Hispanic.
You have to be colored to be on television. You can't,
yeah, colored.
Yes, you can't be black. You have to have a little colored in there, just a taste.
Tad.
Yeah, just to keep it interesting to America.
Yeah. Well, she said, and we were talking about your humor, that your humor offends white people, and I'm not that easily offended. Like, I'm not coming from a spot where Richard Pryor is going to offend me. I think you have humor that makes us see a lot of the truth and laugh at things we wouldn't normally laugh at. I think that's part of what you're doing. What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism?
All right, had a little bit of break. Got my body back. Oh God, you know what? It's fucking this whole thing with, I don't know. This whole idea of these right-wing guys thinking that we're just trying to change the narrative of how the world works, and the libs are doing something that's both nefarious, so nefarious that they're changing the world, and not only that, but they're doing something in particular to make, you know, the world screwy and shit like that. It's really fucking irritating, to say the least. And I'm sorry guys, like, I get why a lot of these guys feel that way, because they feel like the world is against them and a lot of the shit is just bad, and now they're trying to change the rules that they grew up with and they were told that they had to play by. And it's just like really fucking irritating. Now, by the way, if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to the video, or follow me on Twitch or Facebook Gaming. It would really help out the channel. But like, a lot of these guys are just, I don't know what to say. They have this whole idea of, that the world is just bad, and you know, everybody's changing the rules on them. In reality, the rules changed a long time ago, and you're just catching up with the whole idea that, yo, things may not be the best in the world. But let's kind of go and listen to this other guy. This is a video from, I think it's Yellow Flash. Oh, the Fourth Age. So let's hear this shit. I don't know if I'm gonna get through the whole video. Lord helps me if I make it through the whole video. But let's hear what he's saying.
Hey, how you doing? This is RJ. So today I want to talk about an article from Polygon called Games Need to Return to Black and White Morality. And this was brought to my attention by one of my subscribers. And the thing is that when you read that title, you might think to yourself, well, RJ should be right on board with that, right? He's always talking about virtue and vice. Shouldn't a traditional hero return to black and white morality? But when you read this article, it is something entirely different. It is something that is meant to bring you back to a black and white morality where you and every other person is stripped of their free choices, of their free will. And this article centers around the idea of hero because, of course, the traditional idea of hero is contingent upon free choice. However, before I get into that, there's a couple of housekeeping things that I have.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. About the whole black and white morality? Yeah, I think that, like, the people that see morality as always have been black and white, they kind of missed the mark of a lot of what a lot of stories were. Yes, we had a period of time in the 50s and the 60s where black and white morality was a thing, but that was the exception, not the fucking rule. Let's hear more of what he's trying to say.
Have to attend to. First of all, I would like to talk at length about my own graphic novel that is coming up, which is called Thomas Valiant. I want to talk about...
Shameless plug. Shameless plug. I mean, like, I'm not really mad at him. Like, I would do a shameless plug too. Like, the fact that I do art, and you can actually look at my art at my DeviantArt page at Crimson60620, or buy my art in my Etsy store at Lone Sage Art. Shameless plug, I know.
The stretch goals and the perks for my Indiegogo campaign, but I want to know from my audience, where would you like me to do that? I was thinking maybe I would do it as a separate video during the week and not interfere with my weekend videos. Or I could try and do a live stream. I don't know if I can or not with my system, but I could try and do so. So I'd like to know where my audience would like to express to me what they would like within these stretch goals and perks. And you can do so in the comments of this video if you would like, and certainly tell me which of those two formats you would like to discuss this in. Secondly, I want to tell you about a new project, not my project, but a new project that is coming up on Indiegogo.
Oh, this shameless plug is
has graciously agreed to do one of the pinup posters for my campaign. So if you go over to this Indiegogo campaign that is starting in a couple of days called Fatal, and you like the art, and Charlie's art is just so beautiful and detailed, I think it's going to make a spectacular addition to the art of my main artist for the book, who is Renzo Rodriguez. But my point is that if you like Charlie's art, you will see some of this art within my campaign. So at the very least, I'd say you should go over and take a look at this campaign and see some of Charlie's art. I will put the link in the description for the campaign, and I will also put the Twitter handles of both Charlie and my main artist, who is Renzo Rodriguez, in the description of this video. Now, having gotten that out of the way,
wow, you got the sis, even though I skipped part of it, who is main artist, right? You get that sis, right? All right, let's continue.
I want to go back to this Polygon article. And as I said, it is talking primarily about video games, but to some extent about comics, and how the stories within these mediums and the heroes within these stories should go back to a black and white morality. Now, when you start reading the article, you'll see that it seems to have a fairly even tone, and it appears that the author is talking about going back to black and white morality as we understand it, and getting rid of all these gray areas and this gray morality which pervades within modern storytelling. But
so this is what I never get about these guys who actually want a truly black and white morality. It's never like they want stories so simplified that it's never any ambiguity between what a hero does and what a villain does. It's always just these black and white morality where we know who's good and who's evil by the color of hat that they wear or their name. Like it's one of those things where it's just like it lacks the imagination or the capability of thinking more than just they tell me this person is bad, so I have to believe that they bad, right? But yeah, that's yeah, wow. No morally questionable things. You know, like manifest destiny. It's almost as if they had to think about shit like that. They would realize that maybe what they believe isn't all that right. But, you know, let's continue.
when you get to the end of the article, you will see just how heavily progressive this person is. And I kind of expected that to begin with.
Wait, what the fuck is wrong with being progressive? What the fuck is wrong with being progressive? But let's continue.
Because Polygon is owned by Vox, and Vox is heavily progressive. But near the end of the article, she starts talking about things like the current era of bourgeoisie social change, and how the idea of gray morality is a mindset of privilege, because it makes the mistaken, in her estimation,
bourgeoisie. Fuck if you're gonna fuck up the word. If you're gonna make fun of the word, at least have it correct. God damn. It like I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like I need to be that guy because I feel like this guy is one of those I think that these feminists are like, but I got the fucking thing on a higher fucking speed, but you could tell he's the epitome of the loser nerd. It's like, why they trying to put morality in my video games and comic books? Like you can just tell this is that guy. But let's continue.
The mistaken assumption that good people are right next to bad people, and it only takes a little nudge to make someone from good to bad and bad to good, which
Wait, what? Isn't this the whole Joker crowd, the nihilist crowd of it takes just one bad day? Isn't this the guy? Aren't these the guys who love fucking the Killing Joke because it's one bad day? He is literally flashing up fucking comics in the background. Wow. Let's continue.
which means the oppressor can claim, oh, look, I'm almost oppressed, look, I'm being oppressed, which, of course, in the progressive mindset is a no-no. You can't have people who are viewed as the oppressors saying that, look, it only takes a little nudge for me to become like you. They can't allow that. So here is what I would say is going on with this article. This is part of the end stage of the progressive movement. Because what the progressive movement has been trying to do for the last 50, 60, almost 80 years is to take traditional morality and to flip it on its head and to make what was traditional.
Naju! I've read stories like the Odyssey, the Iliad. I've read countless of stories. The Shakespearean stories. The other stories by fucking, like, these motherfuckers who have questionable shit that they have literally done. Outside of just the whole, well, good guy with a white cowboy hat and bad guy with a black cowboy hat. Bullshit. That a lot of these motherfuckers want to actually just believe that, nah, my heroes is just great. Because they are coded heroes. It's these same motherfuckers who would watch WWE or WWF and be like, one week they'll see the good guy be a good guy, and then the next week they'll see be a bad guy, and vice versa, and all this other good shit. Like, yeah, these are those guys. The fuck? Let's continue.
Viewed as evil as good, and what traditionally was viewed as good as evil. Now, this is something that has been going on historically for quite some time now. For about 300 to 500 years, you have had people trying.
So you know it's been going on in time immemorial. It hasn't just been 300 or 500 years. Let's continue.
To do this flipping over of good and evil. But the progressives do it in a very, very subtle way. Of course, because you have the progressive ideology, which teaches that you need to do things slowly. The slow march through the institutions is the way that they maneuver. And most people would probably think about it in terms of the boiling.
Well, no, that's the liberal mindset. Progressives are literally like burn the shit down and start the shit over. You're talking about liberals, not progressives. But these motherfuckers don't know the difference. Why am I even bothering? Let's continue.
Frog scenario, where you turn up the heat just little by little so people don't recognize it. And so their tactic over the last 50 to 80 years wasn't to flip everything completely on its head right away. It was simply to take everything and turn it on its side. But the end of this entire process was eventually to flip it over. And this is what I think is happening right now, especially with articles like this. They are starting to flip it back over so that traditionally what was seen as good is now evil, and vice versa. So I'm only going to use this article as a bit of a springboard to talk about those ideas.
Oh God. Oh God. He has literally spent the first 6 minutes of this video talking about this bullshit. Oh God. Like, is this what you have to do to actually get a fucking shit ton of fans? Like, he has he has almost 14K subscribers. Like, how much butthurt? This wasn't why I wasn't surprised when Trump won in 2016. The amount of butthurt that a lot of these guys actually feel because, but my motherfucking my sense of pride, my sense of entitlement, my sense of fucking, it's just right to actually be me. It just makes no sense to me. It's almost as if these motherfuckers just feels like the world is owed to them. And the fact that they don't get their way, they throw bitch fits. But let's continue.
But first, I want to talk about a couple of the comments that were at the bottom of this Polygon article, which I'll link in the description if you want to go read it, by the way. But these 2 points that were brought out by the comments on this article do play into what I'm going to talk about within this video as well. First of all, it shows the inherent racism of these people that are on the progressive side.
Oh my God. Oh my God. How are they racist? Because they say that there has been a noticeable play towards white males in the sphere where it has been like, I don't get how they're racist. Please enlighten me how they're racist. Please tell me how they're racist. I really need to know this shit.
Because a lot of the comments, and there are a lot of comments, and most of it is progressives firebombing this article. One of the major strains of thought that is in these comments is the fact that they're saying, how could this woman, who is also Asian, write such an article? How could she say such things? And they're just boggled, saying that, look, she's a woman and she's not white. How could she say such racist and hateful things? Because that's what the progressives who read Polygon are calling this.
Well, notice he hasn't actually put those comments up. I mean, like, you can screen cap comments and put them up to show versus just showing picture of classic comics. You can do this shit. It's fairly fucking easy. But he's not, because he's fucking strawmanning people. But let's continue.
Which, of course, that mindset has as its basis that the only ones who can be racist are white people. They're automatically racist. And everyone who is a man is also misogynistic, automatically. But you have a woman here. She is obviously a...
Wait, what? No! Progressives doesn't feel that way. That's how you feel. I'm sorry, my dude. No. Like, no, dog. That's not what progressives are. You may get some liberals that act that way, and then fuck the liberals. Like, nah, I can't even say that. It's people that have experiences that are different from yours. And the fact that you think that by the fact that they're highlighting the differences in your experiences and you feel bad about it, they're not doing it to make you feel bad about it. They're doing it because they're having these instances are affecting them. And I'm sorry, dog, if that makes you feel bad that you're part of a fucked up ass system that is contributing to people being hurt. Maybe you should join with the progressives to change the system. Maybe that's something that you should actually do. But you're not going to do that because you're too comfortable and you're too hopeful that the system would actually get you what you deserve, and everybody else are in a place that they should be deserved. And if they're higher than you, they got that place through some trickery. Let's continue.
Saint by virtue of being A, woman, and B, a person of non-white skin color. Therefore, how can she be saying these things? Which again, of course, shows the fact that these people are just inherently racist. However, the second strain of criticism that...
That's not what they mean. God damn. God damn, like... Let's continue.
Runs through these comments is a bit of a head scratcher when you first hear it. What a lot of the people in the comments are saying is that this article, in an attempt to set up ideas of black and white morality, is hateful towards trans and non-binary people. Why? Well, because within the article, she's saying that those gray areas, which are a transitory motion from good to evil, need to be eliminated. And we need to set up this dynamic of good and evil, which is, of course, a binary. Therefore, saying to get rid of these transition phases and to set...
Wait, what? How? Like... Does he really get the shit that he's saying? Like, by somebody actually pointing out the fact that a woman is, playing into a system that is apparently oppressive. Can't speak today. Somebody is actually pointing that shit out. That's bad. Like, that is literally bad. And the fact that people are pointing it out doesn't mean that she's that they're saying that that doesn't make them racist. That makes them say that, hey, what you're advocating for is some hurtful shit. But let's continue.
Set up the binary of good and evil, that is hatred towards trans and non-binary people. And no, I'm not.
Wait, what? The fact that you set up a binary that's hateful to trans and non-binary people. What? How, dog? How? How? Let's continue.
Not making this up. This is one of the major strains of discussion within the comments after this article. And I want to add just briefly, do you remember the time 20, 30 years ago where you had these progressive people and they said, look, I just want to live how I want to live. I'm not forcing anything upon you. Just let me do what I want to do. And you people saying that we're going to force this on others, that's never going to happen. And yet, here we have these people saying that if you believe in the idea of good and evil, you are automatically full of hatred and a bigot towards minorities because it is contrary to the fundamental ideas of how some of these people wish to live.
Wait, what? You just hear the steam and rage in this motherfucker, and it's like this motherfucker literally has seething rage and indignancy. How though? Fucking how? Oh wow. It's just a seething rage and indignancy. I don't even know, like, wow. Let's continue.
As trans and non-binary people. But anyway, to get back to my main point, whereas I would say this article and movements like this article that are now happening is a way to flip good and evil back upright, but where evil is now on top and good is on bottom. And to get to that idea, I want to look at a thinker who tried to do this all at once. Now, I have a video out there, which is one of the videos that keeps on getting views. Most of my videos, when they're dead, they're dead. Nobody watches them anymore. But this video just keeps on getting views. And it's my video about Nietzsche. And it's a bit of a polarizing video because about half of the comments are positive and half of the...
I don't even have the strength to get into a conversation on what these idiots think what Nietzsche is. No, I don't even have the strength of that. I these motherfuckers, I doubt they really understand what Nietzsche was actually saying. And I've heard this shit too from, what was that, Monday Blue. I remember doing a video where they praise Nietzsche and also kind of denigrate Nietzsche because he's the ideal of, incel red pill culture. But the fact that this motherfucker is literally saying that the reason why it's bad to be, like, I don't fucking get it. Like, like, shit like this breaks my brain. I don't know. Anyway, guys, let's take a few seconds of break.
What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism?
Yeah, they're probably afraid of that because then people don't hate each other, then people start talking to each other, and then they start talking to each other, they find out who's the problem.
Which is?
Greedy people.
Greedy. I have a couple things I want to ask you there. Do you really think that some of the guys that you dealt with at NBC, no names, right? Because there's lawsuits for that too, that some of these guys really want to promote racism actively, or is it a subconscious?
I just think it's part of capitalism, is to promote racism, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that. I mean, I would.
Absolutely.
Say, I'm sorry, Jack, but shit, they say I'm white. I'm going to use this.
Right. Absolutely.
Get this job. I'm hungry, But, and that separates people. So they keep people separated, and that keeps them from thinking about the real problem. That's as simple as I see it. Probably it's not that simple, but...
Now, all right, you and I are about the same age, right? We're in our mid-30s. How long is it going to take before guys who think like you, and I say guys who think like me, people who don't want to have racism in the country, people who don't want to be oppressing any minority, whatever it is, sexual, whatever minority, really get into positions of power and can change things.
You can't get in a position of power, it seems, if you think like that. It seems that the only time you get in a position of power is if you're like the people that are in power. To me, I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean, people that get to become executives become like the people that were already executives.
I don't know, maybe...
They go in with good intentions, but it eats them up. It's like a cesspool, you know, it just gets on you and it starts
the system
eating.
levels them.
Pretty soon it's
Is
all
that
gone.
what a cesspool sounds like?
Yes.